Hey, what's up everyone? Tim here from Everyday Tactical Vids. Today we're looking at the Olight Baton 4 Premium Edition. So basically what we have here is one of their Baton flashlights that comes with this charging unit. And now you can actually see how much power your charging unit has left, as well as see how much power or how powered up your flashlight is. Cool little system. So there's links down below in the description section. You can head over to Olight right now. At the time of this video, they are having a sale. You can use the affiliate link that helps support our channel, so thanks in advance for that. But let me give you the details on this cool little light system. All right, so let's talk about the light first. So open this up, take the light out. You will have a little piece of plastic separating the battery and the basically the top of the bezel. So take that out. This is kind of got some standard features of the Batons. So hold it down. It'll come on with that moonlight setting. And then the other settings will be low, medium, high, low, medium, high. Double click for turbo, triple click for strobe, so strobe warning. And then click it again, it'll go off. If you hold the button down, it'll come on, and then keep holding it. It'll go into lockout mode. When it's in lockout mode, if you hit this button, it won't actually come on, so you gotta hold it down and basically unlock it. All right, so let me get real close here. You can see there's your button. Your interface is different now. It's metal and it's smoother. And because this is flat, it's an easier interface. You put your finger on that flat part and then you just press. And it just, I found it easier than when it was a little bit more rounded on the other ones with the little rubber interface. I do prefer an end pressure switch, and I do prefer a bigger interface if it's gonna be on the side. So I do think that's an improvement. Now, next to the button on the two sides, you have 3 lights on one side, 3 on the other. This side is your battery power. So if you have all 3 green lights lit up, you have full battery power, 2 half battery, or 2/3 battery power, 1 you have a third left. On this side, you can see the little light. So that's your output level, low, medium, or high. So then you can tell by looking what battery power you have left and what lumen output you're actually on. There's your clip. It is built in now. As you can see, it only goes halfway around, so you can't spin it around, but I think that's a fine feature. It does have the switch back, so you can put it on a baseball hat if you want to do that. 2.48 inches from end to end, 0.83 across the bezel. Your weight is 1.85 ounces, and that's with the battery. Thumbs up to you, Olight, for including the weight with the battery, because no one uses a flashlight without the battery, but some people actually talk about the battery or the flashlight weight without including the battery. Never made sense to me. You do have your standard base there as far as for charging, but now you have the charging case. And we'll talk about this in a minute after I give you the rundown on lumen outputs. All right, so your moonlight output is 0.5 lumens. That's gonna run for 30 days, 30 days. Your low, 12 lumens for 35 hours. Your medium is 60 lumens for 8 hours. Now I gotta read the details on this one because this is your high is gonna be 600 lumens, drop to 300, drop to 60. And that's gonna go 600 for 7 minutes, 300 for 72 minutes, and then 60 lumens for another 16 minutes. So 3 drop down levels there. For your turbo, 1300 lumens for 1.5 minutes, drops to 600 lumens for 2.5 minutes, drops to 300 lumens for 73 minutes. So again, this is your Baton 4. Those are your outputs for that. Now let's talk about the charging case. So that's what it looks like. You got a USB-C to charge the case, and you can also charge things off of the case as well, which is cool. Open it up, you can see there's a little notch there. Pop this guy in, and then close it up, and it'll be charging. Now this says 69% is left for the case, and then inside you can see it's red there, which means it's now recharging. I just barely used this in the video, so it should be fully charged in a minute. They do have a little note here. It says charges Baton 4 5 times. So 5 times it'll charge the Baton 4 from dead back up to fully charged. And it says it's compatible with the Baton 3/S1R2/Perrin Mini/Perrin 2 Mini. One thing they do note is don't leave the flashlight on in the case when it goes in here, because it's going to be too hot and unsafe for the actual case. Could start to melt something down. So just a heads up on that. There are a couple other little features they mentioned here. So one is if you have the Baton 4 on, you put it in, you close this, it's going to turn the light off. So when you open it up, it's off. Just a heads up. The other thing is kind of interesting. If you have the light on, put it in here while it's on, and then hold on the power switch, you're going to see it's going to cycle up. And then if you hold it, it's going to cycle. Let's see if we can do it. Yeah, back down here. Got to let go and then press it again. It'll cycle back down. So it's basically, instead of steps in light, it's going to, do the infinity loop, as they call it. When you take it out, it goes back to the step thing. So I guess if you had the charger with you and you were carrying it, you use the infinity loop style, you could do that. That seems like a feature maybe they just threw in for kicks. I wouldn't say it adds a huge, there's not a huge advantage in that, having it in the charger, because I'm not going to carry the charger around with me and the flashlight using it together. I'm going to use the flashlight individually. If I keep the charger, it's in my car, in a bag, something like that. But so that's the rundown on the Baton 4 Premium Edition. Now let's head out into the darkness and test it out. All right, so while the magnet is not primarily built for this purpose, it is kind of a cool thing that you can attach it to something metal. So there it is on the side of my truck. If I was doing some workout here, I could go hands-free because of the way that can attach to the side of the truck. Okay, outside, and we're gonna test this thing out here. So here it is at Firefly. You can see it shining on my hand. Can't really see it. I see a little bit of reflection over here off the side of the truck, but I'm looking at the house across the street. You can't see anything with that setting. Let me go to, let's go to low here. Here's low. I can see the house okay across the street. I wouldn't say I could see great. If somebody was kind of hiding around the corner or something, maybe hiding behind hiding in the window, you know, inside, peeking out from a window, might be able to see it, but not great. But you can see a little bit. Let's go to medium, definitely better. And then high, absolutely. Can see pretty much everything. And double click the turbo here, even better. And I will triple click and go to strobe here so you can see what that looks like. So strobe warning. There's your strobe. All right, next test here, looking down the street, you can see a street light at the end of the street. Probably, I would say, what's that, 40 yards away, 35 yards away. But I'll show you the different outputs here. You can see lights up the street a little bit, reflects off the stop sign. This is at low. There's medium, lights up the street, definitely better. And reflecting more off the stop sign. Here's high. I mean, at high, you're definitely lighting up the street. If anybody was walking up the street now, I could definitely see them. And then here's turbo. Same thing. I could see down this street and up the street across the way. Zoom in here. Yeah, I could see partway up the next street over there. So pretty impressive. At turbo here with the Baton 4. Again, I'll show you. Here's low. It is on. Can't see a ton. Medium. Definitely walkable. I could walk around on the street here. And then high. Much better. And then turbo. Impressive. And just to show you here, I mean, like, there it is in my hand. Tiny, tiny little flashlight putting out a lot of light. Okay, so now we're looking down the side yard between my house and the next house. The houses are pretty close, but it is dark out there. I mean, you can see the propane tanks lighting up in the distance from the porch light out back, but it is quite dark. Like legit, if somebody was lying 20 feet in front of me in the grass, just lying there, it would be hard for me to see anything, even though there's light behind me and in front of me. So again, we'll give you a different sense here. Here's your moonlight. Doesn't really do a whole lot as far as in this setting. We'll go to low, medium, high here. Let me get that set up for you here. Low, medium, high. So here's low. I could definitely see if somebody was in the grass here. And it definitely lights up the side of the house, this yard, enough to walk comfortably. Go to medium, much better. In that kind of tighter quarters, if you will, between the two houses, you're getting more light reflecting. You can definitely see much better. And the high is just, that's great. Nobody's hiding unless they're behind the propane tanks down the side there. So that's what that looks like. And then turbo, pretty amazing. Again, just from such a small light to get such output it's pretty awesome. So low, medium, high, low, medium, high, low, medium, high, low, medium. It is quite a jump from the medium to the high. There is a notable difference there. As far as your beam, let me back up a little bit here maybe. Definitely a hotter center and then spills out from there. I wouldn't call it particularly balanced. It definitely has the hotter center. And it's not a gentle kind of gradual grade out from there. It's pretty noticeable that the center is hot, but there's enough residual light on the sides that you can see around quite well. All right, guys, I went out this morning to shoot the rest of this video and wrap it up, but it's just pouring rain, so I'm shooting the end of this video here in my car. Right now, you can pick up this light for $30 off. So instead of $99.99, you can get it for $69.99. I think it's a great light. I've been using the new Warrior Nano a lot recently. I do like the size of it. It's a little bit bigger, but still quite compact. I do like the interface on it, but this new interface on the Baton 4 is nice. Just flattening that section out when if you're in the dark, your thumb, it's rounded, you got the clip, it's rounded, you got the clip, and then right there, when you put it on that flat section, you're like, oh, that's where the button is. So it's smoothed out so it doesn't stick out a lot, but the interface is a big deal for me because if I can't get a light out and turn it on quickly, then not so helpful. That's why I do like the Warrior Nano, because you got that end pressure switch and a pretty big side pressure switch. The thing I like about this, excuse me, is that you've got this charging case that you can easily put in a bag, put in a kit, excuse me again, and then you don't have to worry about, oh, like I gotta go charge it on a regular basis, because just use the light, pop it back in here, use the light, pop it back in here, and you can tell exactly how much power is left on the case. So if you're like, oh, that's going down, I'm at 10%, I gotta take it out and charge it up at home or charge it in the car or whatever. So I do think that's a win. I like this more than the earlier version. I think the Baton 3 had the charging case. Just a couple little tweaks I think make it better. Being able to tell what it is and that flat interface are the top two. But yeah, I mean, you can get it in a couple different colors. You got this black, there's a green as well. There's also a red. I think there's one other color that they're offering. But I do think that's a solid little setup. This is gonna be one of those cry once, buy once types of things. To get a small light for $100 seems like a lot of money, or for 70 bucks basically now, seems like a lot of money. But yeah, I think you're gonna have a light that's gonna last for a long time. The batons that I've had for a very long time. So I've passed them on to other people who've liked them a lot as well. But yeah, this one gets a thumbs up for me. Some of the lights I reviewed recently, the Arcfeld and then the Diffuse, are like fine, they're cool, but if I had to pick between those two and this one would win all day long. So let's hear your thoughts on the Baton 4. What do you think about it? What do you think about the charging case? If you own one, let's hear those thoughts. And let's have that discussion in the comment section now. All right, guys, thanks as always for checking out the videos here on YouTube. Please subscribe to Everyday Tactical Vids if you haven't done so already. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, check us out on Instagram, Tumblr, and Vero as well. More videos coming soon. Take care.